Good morning. Myself Dr. Mrinal Lakre, Assistant Professor, Department of Dravyagun, Global Institute of Ayurveda. And in our pharmacological series, we are going to see now aerosols and inhalants, which are used in respiratory tract disorders. Now, inhaled asthma medication. Maximum drugs which are given in as a form nebulizer or in steam inhalation, they will generally act and it will cause broncho relaxation. Classes of anti-asthma drugs with beta-2 antagonist, anticholinergic, chromoglycate and glucocorticoids are available for inhalation. They are aimed for at delivery the drug to the site of the action so that lower dose is needed and systemic side effects are minimized. Faster action of bronchodilators can be achieved compared to oral administration. Most asthma patients now maintained on inhaled medication. Generally, these all medication they are available in the form of pumps, sprays, tablet with Rotacap Heller, and many more devices are available for that. Aerosols are of two types: used drug in solution, which pressurized metered dose inhaler (PMDI), and nebulizer. This PMDI are pump in a pump-like structure, just like our DO spray bottle. They will have that drug pressured in that. When we will spray it, it will be a spray will come and we can inhale that spray. Use drug as dry powder, spinhaler and rotahaler. These are a type of device, rotahaler and spinhaler. In that we have to crush the tablet and put the powder of the tablet, and then we have to suck the air and that powder of the drug. These pressurized meter dose inhalers use chlorofluorocarbon, now which are banned now due to ozone layer, or hydrofluoroalkane HFA. These are now mostly used propellant and deliver as specific dose of the drug in spray form per action. Device action has been properly coordinated with deep inspiration, which many patients are unable to learn. Now, in this asthma patient, when we prescribe this rotahaler or devices or panhaler, we have to teach them how to inhale these drugs, because many times the proper amount of drug it is not supplied to the body, and the stage of status asthmaticus or attack of the asthma, it can get aggravated. So patient teaching is more important in these cases. Now, choice of treatment. The severity of asthma symptoms ranges from transient respiratory difficulty to incapacitating breathlessness and characteristically fluctuate over time. A stepwise guideline to the treatment of asthma as per needs of the patient has been recommended. After asthma under control, 3 to 6 months after, an attempt to reduce medication should be made in stepwise manner. First, mild episodic asthma, symptom less than once daily, normal in between attacks, inhaled short-acting B2 agonist at onset of each episode is advised. Since asthma is intermittent, it does not require continuously prophylactic therapy. It is step 1. Now in step 2, then seasonal asthma starts regularly at low dose inhaled steroids, that is 200 to 400 microgram per day, or chromoglycate 3 to 4 weeks before anticipated seasonal attacks, and continue till 3 to 4 weeks after the season is over. Treat individual episodes with inhaled short-acting beta-2 agonist. Mild chronic, that is persistent asthma with occasional exacerbation, which have symptoms once daily or so subnormal ventilatory performance. Regular low dose, that is 100 to 500 micrograms per day inhaled steroids. This was of step 2. Alternatively, inhaled chromoglycate or oral theophylline, but less effective. Episodes treatment with inhaled short-acting beta-2 agonist. Moderate asthma with frequent exacerbation attacks affect activity occur 1 per day or mild baseline symptom. Increased dose of inhaled steroids. Severe asthma. In severe asthma, regular high dose of inhaled steroids is given. Here now we will use steroids. But in mild and seasonal asthma and mild chronic persistent asthma, we won't, or in moderate asthma, we won't give corticosteroids or steroids. Then in status asthmaticus or refractory asthma, patient of asthma has potential to develop acute severe asthma, which is life threatening. In this also we will use steroids and all other drugs for inhalation. So this was all about aerosols and inhalants that we have to use in asthma. So we will meet with our next topic in next lecture. Thank you. Do like our channel, do subscribe it and comment in the comment box. If you want anything more, then please comment. Thank you.